Meet the Biz. Today, okay, word of the day, breathtaking.
Mhm.
This man is from the earth. He is from the wind. He is
Mhm.
from the fire. He is an amazing guitarist and musician. And I'm going to just introduce him from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Mr. Sheldon Reynolds.
Hello.
Sheldon,
Oh,
pleasure to have you here today.
I'm glad to be here, my friend.
Uh, so I want, it's such a joy to have you here. The first word, like I said, breathtaking comes out of my head. And breathtaking is a word that inspires me. What inspires you?
Oh, it's just it's the word that comes to my mind is true spirit.
True spirit.
Yeah, it's when people are being true to the spirit, it shows, it glows, it's like a light you can see and feel.
It's truly gorgeous. True spirit, and it you can feel it within inside.
Hmm.
Um, is there anyone or any moment in your life that inspired you that you could think of as well?
Mm. Watching Jimi Hendrix play guitar.
Oh,
A lot of times he was free. He was free as a bird,
right, right.
and there's people like that come along that are that grace us for a brief moment in time, and they do so much in that little bit of time, and it's like you can't believe they had to be free of spirit to do that.
Gorgeous. How was, I mean, I know that you were with the Commodores and then you went to Earth, Wind, and Fire. How did the transition happen for you?
During the time that I met that I was working with the Commodores, I met Maurice White at a studio that he was working in. The Commodores happened to be in the adjacent studio,
Right.
and I literally I got on the phone and called his office and talked to his sister, who I had just recently met at the time, and told her, "Look, I'm in the same building. I'd like to meet him if he can get him to come out. That would be great." And he did. He came out, and we still talked for a long time. We just hit it off, and we just kind of became like brothers. And then he called me a few days later after I gave him the demo tape I had given him. He called me, but where I was staying at, the guy hadn't paid the phone bill. And the phone was cut off,
Ah,
and I was staying at a guy that sang with the Commodores, staying at his place, and he hadn't paid his bill, so it was like we were cut off from everything. So I instinctively decided to go to a phone booth
right.
and call my mom and let her know I was okay. And when I got her on the phone, she was so excited. She told me, she said, I know you're all right, but I need you to call this guy." And I said, "Who?" And she said, "I know who this guy is. His name is Maurice White."
Ah,
And I got excited and I called. And we talked and we ended up getting together and started playing I started playing on some productions he was doing. And eventually, about a year and a half later, he asked me to be an Earth, Wind, and Fire. They were putting the band back together to tour again. And he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said yes.
and that was it. That was how the magic happened.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I wanted to throw out a name too to you.
Mhm.
If I throw out the name Allie Willis, what does that name mean to you?
She co-wrote with me one of my songs that got nominated for a Grammy, and it's called Sunday Morning. It was One and Fire recorded it, and she wrote. She's most known for being the co-writer of September,
Yeah,
and that was that, and she was a great talent, um, fun person to be around. She was crazy, and she kept me laughing on, and was very I mean, just very, very creative.
yeah.
She
She
tend,
was.
she was very.
Oh, you
Go
were saying.
ahead. No,
Well,
I just said she was a very very animated person. She was very animated.
I bring her name up because so many people, I mentioned that you were going to come on, and people were going, "Oh my God, Sheldon Reynolds, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and what does it all mean to you?" And several people also brought up Allie's name. Of course, she passed last year, and
Hmm.
and so many people knew her and loved her. And I met her once or twice, very briefly, but she had this presence about her, and it's to God, for you to be able to both of you work together in a song that was nominated sound is amazing.
Yeah, it was cool. We were gonna work on some more stuff, but we didn't get a chance.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting how time is, and the world and the universe. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, I could keep on asking you questions and questions, and we have a bunch of our students on, and we even have one of our um, instructors on, and a few other people from Meet the Biz. But I did want to ask you one other question before I brought them in, and I might throw one of the others out too while they're there. Um, the question I have is, what do you want the most at this moment in your life?
Oh, I just want to take care of my family and do do projects that leave a legacy that is filled with inspiration.
Right.
I want to be able to provide for my wife and kids and do things like that, like like real folks do.
Yeah.
And but I'm also I feel a certain calling to to achieve something that hasn't been done yet by me,
Mm,
and that's like build a legacy of inspirational projects that allow for people to be inspired and be filled with I can do this, spirit. And I want to help people who have disabilities like Parkinson's and stuff like that, like I have,
mhm.
and it helps them help them overcome that because it's more of a inconvenience than anything. It slows you down. It causes you to have misfire as far as how you move and how you react to things, and it just it's a little nerve wracking.
Yeah.
But when I first got diagnosed with it, I was actually relieved, but I thought it was something worse. So I take it as a blessing that's what that I did get that.
Mm. Well, and we keep on going, and from the gifts that you have already given and the gifts that I know that are coming from you, it is a blessing to all of us. It truly is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit everybody on here, and we'll all introduce them as they come on. We have the group here. Uh, we have, of course, as you know, Mark Pulver. Thank you, Mark, for introducing us to Sheldon. Um,
You're very welcome.
uh, and then we also have Zuli Johnson there.
Hello there.
We also and Joe Seeby here. Joe Seeby is our wonderful music instructor at Performing Arts Studio West.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Sheldon. Nice to see you.
Good to be seen.
We do have also Vernon Taylor here.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hello there.
And then we have Chris Hendricks, and he's he's right. What is it? Across the country, huh?
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing?
Doing good, my friend. Thanks for having me.
Ooh,
And-
hello. Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh, I think I'm in.
Ralphie C, and he's calling from Florida.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
Hey,
you got
Ralph.
Hey,
rough.
everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, Zuli.
Good to see you guys.
I love it.
Good.
I love it. Well, we the wonderful Sheldon Reynolds we have today. Thank you for all being here. So the one question that I wanted to bring up to start off with is you worked with so many other artists, and they have worked with you, including Prince, Lenny Kravitz, Sting, Santana, and so many more. What is the memory from all of those that make you smile with working with one of those legends?
Oh boy, I would say the one night I was playing with a group called Devoted Spirits, and we played a concert here in LA, and up walks a guy who's one of my favorites of all time. He comes up on stage and sits in with us, and it was Stevie Wonder.
Ah,
Mm.
And we were just stunned because he sat in with us, and he ended up playing a few songs with us, and it was crazy because we were playing Earth, Wind and Fire music first, and he was jamming with us on that, and then we started playing Stevie Wonder stuff, and we started playing Very Superstitious and I Wish and all those songs, and it was like and I was just standing there going, I can't believe I'm standing here, and then Stevie Wonder's right in front of me.
ah,
That was quite a moment.
talking about a shining light, huh? A shining star.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Mark Pulver, how about you? I know you had a question, of course.
Okay, yes, Sheldon, how old were you when you first got started in the music industry?
I started playing guitar when I was about 7, and I got in my first band when I was 13. And
Fantastic.
I started pretty much then.
Fantastic.
Joe Seeby.
Yeah. Sheldon, it's a pleasure to have you here, and we're so happy that you're here. Your experiences and your resume is absolutely incredible, and I'm just more than pleased to be here with you today. My question is, I'm also a guitar player, and I wanted to ask you who your influences were when you were growing up.
It began with B.B. King. Actually, it was the first one. We used to listen in the house. Then it became the main man, Jimi Hendrix,
Oh yeah.
and I became captivated by him, and I had quite a life that related to him in the long run. But I would say that those two, Tito Jackson was my. I wanted to be a Jackson, so I had to be Tito. I wanted to be Tito.
Tito's great.
And,
Yeah.
he's a great blues player,
Oh man.
and
Incredible.
quite yeah. And I mean, there's all kinds. There was George Benson. There was Sting. There was Segovia. There's so many,
Oh,
so
yeah.
many great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love all those guys you just mentioned. Every one of them
right.
are incredible.
Al Di Meola.
Oh, me, I was just gonna say that. I love Al Di Meola.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I learned how to play one song by him. Right, all I could play. I couldn't get the rest.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a groove in E, and he did that.
Yeah, I
He did
love
all
his
that.
percussion. You know, it's funny because I was so influenced by him too growing up. One of the songs I learned from him was "Race with the Devil on the Spanish Highway," and that's like,
Right.
oh my God, that song's intense. You need a nap after that song.
Oh, I love it.
Right.
Just his dexterity and speed is just insanity, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Ralphie C here, and who's a wonderful musician himself.
Thank you.
Of course, and you're performing or in LA soon? Is that true?
Yes, hopefully I'll be making my return back to Los Angeles to perform with the amazing Toledo show at Petit Hermitage in West Hollywood. So went back to bring some burlesque and some Latin vibes from down south in Florida.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yes, salute. Happy Tuesday. You guys get tacos or French fries today?
Matzo balls.
Lunchable. Life on the go. I get it.
Yeah.
Question. Oh, my question. Oh, it's my turn. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a little air. Musically, do you like to play off a feeling, or are you more of like a reading sheet type of musician? Do you like to improv it or strict by the book?
I like to improv. I prefer just to let the spirit come out first.
Salute. That's exciting. That's my favorite. I love improv.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to put your personality into the song.
Salute. Have you been jamming out lately?
I've been playing it a lot in church, so I mean, it really gives me a chance to do it there.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Hey, Vernon Taylor. Vernon
Hey,
Taylor's here.
how's it going? Yeah, it's
Hey, Big Vernon.
I as a fellow musician myself, I can also relate to that, feeling of just reminds me of Maurice used to call it nothing but a feeling in the soul, where it's just based off of, where you go in, not necessarily a chord structure or trying to break down everything. You just go and feel it out. I play piano, but I've grown up listening to EWF music. One of my questions was there anything that you learned from Maurice that you're willing to share with us?
There was a thing he used to always talk about when we would do the vocals. He would say, "Put it behind the beat." And he would say, "You do that. You sing a little bit behind the beat, so it don't sound like it's rushed, and you don't sound nervous."
Even though I'm a piano player, I'm a keyboardist. I can see how I would easily be able to relate to that.
He meant everything. He meant that on everything, and playing on the piano or the guitar or whatever, putting it a little bit behind the beat, and he was saying, "You can't keep it on the beat." So it would fall in there, and it would sound like it's really on the one, but it didn't sound like it was rushed.
Gives it a swagger. Gives it swagger, kind of.
Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome, man.
Zuli Johnson.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. Yeah, it's so nice to meet you. My question is on your radio show, Twilight radio show. What is the most popular topic with coming up with music or artists or different kind of records?
Well, the most popular thing we used to talk about would be the I guess you could say the feel of what we were just saying, the feel of music and how you basically go to playing your instrument and making it talk, making it speak for you. Because music is a feeling, and it's like if you get to if you speak with your real soul, you have it comes across better, and you get more of a unforgettable performance coming from that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So
Wow,
I would say that would be probably the most interesting.
Mm. Zuli, you had something, one other question that I know that was written down here. The
yes. Oh, let me. Can you okay, I know what how okay with your now when you have possibilities can
I can't
you
make
have
I can't.
some things how how you how you stay focused the amount of what you do and stay healthy e- every day.
I know it was going in and out there, so I know I have the question here. It says, with your battling of Parkinson's disease since 2016, how do you stay on the focus with the amount of work that you do on your everyday routine to be able to stay healthy?
I trust God first. I ask for strength, and I ask for guidance on what to do every day. And I tend to allow my spirit to be guided by that most powerful subject, and that's God. And I don't believe you can't. I believe you can. You can do anything you want to if you give it your good. If you give it your good spirit, you can achieve anything you want.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Chris Hendricks. Hello, my friend, musician.
Hello, hello. Wow.
Hello.
Sheldon, I hate to be so fanish, but my father and I big fans. So got to go ahead and get that out there. Um, I know my question. I'm a little struck. As a
Boy. Thank you.
As a professional musician myself,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know from those that have done much more before me, what's the most valuable life lesson that you learned thus far, as a touring musician, as an artist, and how can I maybe carry that with me?
Be humble, because if you're humble, you'll find that there are so many great talents around the world that could be doing what you're doing. They could be doing the same thing you're doing. They could be in place of you, and you gotta be humble enough to be thankful, and that
So true.
you get to do whatever you do. That's the big corner. If you got a chance to do something that you love, cherish it.
Mhm.
And that's the main thing, is just be humble.
Sheldon, what what are you working on today?
I'm actually working on a biopic that I'm trying to do for telling my life story.
Mm.
Working on as well on a TV show that I'm hosting. It's called Living Alone Within, and it's kind of a game show meets mystery. It's pretty fan. It's pretty wild.
Mm.
I'm doing that, and I tend to be in the studio all the time anyway. So I'm doing all kinds of little writing projects and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Very cool.
I just want to thank everybody here. I know we have time for maybe one more question. So I know Joe Seavey, since you're the music instructor at Performing Arts Studio West, I'll have you throw out the last question today.
Oh, okay. Sheldon, if there's anybody that you could work with, living or dead, who would that person be?
I met him, but I never got a chance to work with Quincy Jones. And I would love to work with Quincy Jones.
Okay.
And that was the one person have never had a chance to work with. I've met him many times. I've never been in the studio with him and never worked with him. Quincy Jones and I would say I would have loved to have. Although I have a history there, I would love to have met Jimi Hendrix. Because great as he was very humble. And
incredible player. Oh my God.
And I like Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, yes.
That was my favorite band when I was growing up. I did work with Larry Graham from Sly and the Family Stone. I did work with him a couple times.
Right?
I went to Japan with him one time, and that was an amazing trip.
That's really cool.
Well, I just want to thank you. I mean, you being here today has brought so much joy to all of us, and all of us who are watching as well. And your music and your soul has given such a brightness. So I thank you, and I love how you began too. When the first question I asked before anybody came on, you started with Jimi Hendrix, and it sort of tied it up so beautifully.
Yeah.
So, any other last thing you wanted to say?
I'll tell a story I like to tell if I can. There's one of the most inspiring moments in my career was I was walking out of a hotel one time going to a gig, and a guy walked up to me. He was about 15 years old, and he said, "I know who you are." And I said, "How'd you know me?" And he said, "You're Sheldon Reynolds, and you play guitar." I said, "How do you know that?" And he said, "My first concert was Earth, Wind, and Fire. My mother took me to see the Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I play guitar now because of you." And that had me almost in tears. That meant more than any money or going to the White House or anything like that. It meant more than that. This kid's life was changed because of me. And that means more than anything. If you've affected somebody's life.
Thank you so much. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
That's the truth, man. That's beautiful.
Phenomenal.
Thank you so much, all of you.
That's very touching.
Thank you all for being here. Ralphie C, Zuli, Chris, Vernon,
everybody.
Joe, thank you, Mark, for connecting us, and Sheldon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being on here, Sheldon, also.
Thank you.
It was an honor.
Yeah, it was definitely an honor and a privilege to have you as our guest. It really was a performing arts
Absolutely.
West, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Sheldon, when we open back the studio up, I would love you to come down. We could do a songwriting workshop.
Yeah.
All right, that'd be fun. Let's do it.
We would be so honored for you to come down. That'd be great.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody
that'd be-
here, just come down. We'll have a ball. Yeah.